Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2427 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I'll guide you through the vast landscapes of biblical wisdom. Today we'll journey through Psalm chapter 11. This psalm is attributed to David and captures a decisive moment of faith and trust in the face of danger and adversity. As we read Psalm chapter 11, verses 1 through 7 from the New Living Translation, we'll uncover profound insights about where our true security lies. So let's dive in. Psalm chapter 11, verses 1 through 7. I trust the Lord for protection. So why do you say to me, fly like a bird to the mountains for safety? The wicked are stringing their bows and fitting their arrows with bowstrings. They shoot from the shadows at those whose hearts are right. The foundations of law and order have collapsed. What can the righteous do? But the Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord still rules from heaven. He watches everyone closely, examining every person on earth. The Lord examines both the righteous and the wicked. He hates those who love violence. He will rain down blazing coals of burning sulfur on the wicked, punishing them with scorching winds. For the righteous Lord loves justice. The virtuous will see his face. Verse 1 describes a bold declaration. I trust the Lord for protection. David establishes his unwavering trust in God right from the start. This sets the tone for the entire psalm and contrasts the advice he receives from others. The second part of the verse reveals the counsel given to David. Fly like a bird to the mountains for safety. In times of danger, it's natural for people to seek refuge and advise others to do the same. However, David's response to this advice is rooted in his deep faith of God's protection. David questions, so why do you say to me? Indicates his resistance to fear-driven suggestions to flee. He acknowledges the reality of the threat, but chooses to place his trust in God rather than succumbing to fear. In verses 2 and 3, David describes the danger he faces. The wicked are stringing their bows and fitting their arrows for their bowstrings. They shoot from the shadows at those whose hearts are right. The foundations of law and order have collapsed. What can the righteous do? David paints a vivid picture in the threat posed by the wicked. The imagery of stringing bows and fitting their arrows suggests a prepared and imminent attack. The phrase, they shoot from the shadows, implies the cunning and hidden nature of the threat, making it even more dangerous. Furthermore, David laments the collapse of the foundations of law and order. This collapse creates a sense of chaos and helplessness, raising the questions, what can the righteous do? It's a question that resonates with everyone who felt overwhelmed by the apparent triumph of wickedness and injustice. Verse 4 provides a profound answer to the question posed in verse 3. But the Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord still rules from heaven. He watches everyone closely, examining every person on earth. David shifts his focus from the earthly threat to the sovereign rule of God by stating, the Lord is in his holy temple, and the Lord still rules from heaven. David affirms God's unchanging and supreme authority over all creation. Despite the chaos and danger on earth, God remains in control. This divine oversight is not passive. God watches everyone closely, examining every person on earth. This assurance that God is aware and attentive starkly contrasts to the feelings of helplessness expressed earlier. It reassures the righteous that they are not abandoned and that justice is ultimately in God's hands. In verses 5 and 6, David continues to emphasize God's active role in justice. The Lord examines both the righteous and the wicked. He hates those who love violence. He will rain down blazing coals and burning fire on the wicked, punishing them with scorching winds. These verses highlight God's discerning judgment. He examines both the righteous and the wicked, indicating that he is not indifferent to human actions. God's hatred for violence underscores his commitment to justice and righteousness. The vivid imagery of raining down blazing coals and burning sulfur, along with the punishing, scorching winds, portrays the severity of God's judgment on the wicked. It serves as a reminder that while the wicked may seem to escape justice temporarily, they will ultimately face divine retribution. Verse 7 brings the psalm to a powerful conclusion. For the righteous Lord loves justice. The virtuous will see his face. The verse encapsulates the essence of God's character and his relationship with the righteous. The phrase, the righteous Lord loves justice, reaffirms God's unwavering commitment to what is right and just. It highlights that justice is not merely an action God takes, but an integral part of his nature. The promise that the virtuous will see his face offers profound hope and assurance. To see God's face symbolizes a close and intimate relationship with him. It is the ultimate reward for the righteous, a promise of eternal fellowship with the Lord. As we reflect on Psalm chapter 11, verses 1 through 7, several key lessons emerge that are highly relevant for our lives today. The first is trusting God's protection. Like David, we are called to place our trust in God, especially in times of danger and uncertainty. While it's natural to seek safety, our ultimate security is found in God alone. Second, awareness of divine sovereignty. Despite the apparent chaos and threats in the world, God remains sovereign. He is in control and actively watching over his creation. This awareness provides comfort and reassurance. Third, confidence in God's justice. God's discerning judgment assures that he is aware of both the righteous and the wicked. His hatred of violence and commitment to justice guarantees that evil will not go unpunished. And fourth, hope in divine fellowship. The promise that the virtuous will see God's face offers profound hope. It reminds us that our relationship with God is our greatest reward and ultimate destiny. Applying these lessons to our daily lives deepens our faith and guides our responses to challenges. Trusting in God's protection helps us to remain steadfast amidst threats. Recognizing God's sovereignty reassures that his control over all situations. Confidence in God's justice motivates us to pure righteousness, knowing that he will ultimately correct all wrongs. Hope in the divine fellowship encourages us to cultivate a close relationship with God, anticipating an eternal joy of seeing his face. As we conclude our exploration of Psalm chapter 11, verses 1 through 7, let's carry these lessons with us on our journey. Trust in God's protection, remain aware of his sovereignty, have confidence in his justice, and cherish the hope of divine fellowship. In doing so, we align ourselves with the timeless wisdom of this psalm and navigate life's challenges with faith and assurance. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Wisdom Trek. May these insights in Psalm chapter 11 inspire and strengthen you to continue on your trek through life. Until the next time, keep seeking God's wisdom, cherish each moment, and continue to positively impact the world around you. If you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, and most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.